Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the final session of the Compassion, Wisdom and Action Conference 2021. If you're joining us, please put your name in the chat and say hello, say where you're from, which country you're joining us from. And if you've got any comments or anything you feel you'd like to share about any of the sessions, please feel free to share those as well in the chat. We'll just wait a couple of minutes for, well, moments for everyone to join, because there are quite a few people on today, and then we're going to start the session. Thanks. Someone from Brazil, from Spain, from Israel, that's Niv. Hi. Another from Spain, from Belgium, Brazil, Moscow, Northumberland, Israel, Valencia. Awesome. Australia, Brazil, great. Sao Paulo, Canada, Russia. Ain't technology grand that we can all meet in this virtual space? Austria, southern Spain, Grenada, Mexico. Wonderful. Okay, everybody in the waiting room now, everybody's come in? Yeah? So let's get started. So my name is Victoria Coleman, and I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation for Developing Compassion and Wisdom. Today's session is 60 minutes long, and it's being translated into 7 languages. So if you'd like to go to the global sphere button, you can choose the language you'd like to listen in. In a few moments, we're going to hear from FDCW's president, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Rinpoche has very kindly sent a 47-minute video message to share with everyone during the conference. Yeah. Already going well. FDCW is a charity, and we rely on donations. So if you feel you've benefited from any of the sessions this week, then please consider making a donation so that we can continue to spread these tools for developing compassion and wisdom with other people around the world. You can also consider sharing any of the talks or workshops you find inspiring with other people. And also please share your feedback with us. So send us an email, let us know what you enjoyed, what you'd like to see next year in the conference. So throughout this conference, the connecting thread has been compassion. Our first presenter, Venerable Carla Pierce, said that we need to direct kindness towards ourself as well as to others. In accepting kindness, we may feel vulnerable or not in control, but being vulnerable is in fact a superpower. She begged us not to waste our energy listening to our harsh inner critic, but to become more kind to ourselves. Because the more we practice kindness, the more we understand the interconnectedness of our world and each other. Kindness is not just an action, it's an attitude. And we have to get radical now because the world needs kindness more than ever. Osel Hita said to develop compassion, we need to first look inside ourselves. When we lose touch with what's in here, you can't really see it, what's in your heart, we lose touch with everyone else. We all have trauma. Just being born, he said, is such an act of violence. No one is free from trauma. We have so much in common. We want to feel cared for and connected to others. We're not so very different from one another. Laurie Dolan offered us a range of techniques for developing our self-compassion. She feels it's the greatest gift we can offer to others. She suggested that we can wake up each day with the thought of, what am I grateful for? And I choose to be happy today. She invited us to sink love into our very DNA, into our bones, and also to catch ourselves when we put ourselves down. Talk to yourself like you would do to a friend who's not feeling too happy. She showed us an exercise of befriending and feeding our demons, which I found really powerful. Marion O'Dwyer explored our 4 wisdom themes in our 16 guidelines program. So how we think, how we act, how we relate to others, and how we find meaning in our lives. She said by cultivating mindfulness, we can create this mental space that allows us to choose how to respond to life's problems, difficulties, challenges. So instead of just bouncing from one uncontrolled reaction to the next and being led in that way, transformation can happen with one small action at a time, when we can make choices from a heart-based space rather than just from the logical brain. Mabel Odessi reminded us that we should become aware of our body. So she was asked, what tip do you have for developing mindfulness? And she said, think of the body, because your mind can be on the other side of the planet, but your body is always right here in the present moment. She also said we don't meet people neutrally. We bring all of our judgments, our preconceptions, our conditioning, our emotions, our education into every interaction we have with another person. Now, that doesn't make us a bad person. We can treat ourselves with gentleness. We can see it as an opportunity to develop compassion, and then our relationships are going to improve. Venerable Tenzin Choki said that our harsh inner critic, the voice in our head, is just not helpful. So don't be hard on yourself. Self-compassion is the key to developing compassion for other people. Sometimes we might feel compassion, overwhelm, or fatigue. So it's important that we develop it slowly. Start with compassion for friends and family, and then support that with your own self-compassion, compassion towards yourself. And then gradually widen it out to include other people and the people with whom you have conflict or the people you feel no connection with at all. She said, take a gradual approach and have boundaries. She said that self-compassion is just as important as compassion for others. And she quotes Shantideva as saying that when you lose your joy in helping others, serving others, you need to stop and rest. Paul Wilgus started with balance. When you no longer feel joy in serving others, it's time to step back and recharge. And that's what he did. He was feeling a lack of joy and he withdrew and he looked for ways to cultivate that joy again. And then he shared that with us in the workshop. He said, he showed us a variety of ways to do that: video, poetry, written word, inspirational quotes, musical, samba. To rediscover our inner joy, we did singing, interconnection, nature, feeling gratitude. And he ended the session with this powerful quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. Only love can save us from climate change by recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. Kirsten DeLeo shared how to be present for someone who's facing death. After several decades of supporting dying people, her advice is that a feeling of closeness and connection and caring with the dying person was key. You may not always know the right thing to say, but if you set a good intention and come from your heart, people will feel that. She shared this quote from Maya Angelou. People may not always remember what you said or did, but they will remember how you made them feel. Venerable Rabina Curtin blasted in and reminded us that compassion is not enough. We need wisdom too. To develop wisdom, we need to analyze what is going on inside our minds. We need to reprogram our minds. For example, she gave many examples. The one that worked for me was when you feel guilty. So you examine that feeling and realize that it's just another form of anger, this time directed towards oneself. Then you tell yourself, I'm a bad person. But where does that anger come from? It's a delusion. So we don't believe in it. Once you develop wisdom, you're not going to get dragged down and depressed by outer crises and problems and the suffering that we see around the world, like climate change, racism, poverty. Our true nature is goodness. And if we feel compassion for ourselves, we can feel the compassion for others. Lama Yeshe said, always, 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 never give up. Be confident. Become joyful. Denise Flora shared many fun ways to practice compassion in the garden and nature with young people and children. She showed us different games that we could try out. One was snake breath. Another one I loved was jazz hands. So we had different ways. We had a lot of fun with that, engaging with universal values in the context of nature and experiencing the world with new eyes. If this sounds interesting, then you can download our free resource called Growing with the 16 Guidelines. She said that self-doubt, having a negative view of ourselves, is what prevents us from connecting with others. Dr. Joy Weber said that to become truly compassionate, you must become incredibly self-aware. Self is built up of layers upon layers upon layers. If we over-identify with our own likes and dislikes, we're going to come into conflict with other people. It's easy to feel compassion for those we love, but how do we feel compassion for those we strongly disagree with? He led us in a powerful guided meditation on equanimity, concluding that our ability to offer support and compassion to others depends on how we see ourselves. How strong and rigid are those likes and dislikes? Can we break them down? Our compassion can then become unwavering, more forceful, more confident, more directed. Bruno Rizzi shared that contemplating his own death has helped him to take care of his inner life, giving it direction and purpose. Facing our death takes courage. He led a meditation on facing our own death and what arises when we do. Death can give our life more meaning. We can use contemplation of our death to develop compassion for ourselves and for others. Andy Vistrup led a powerful meditation on opening up our heart, connecting with the earth below and the sky above. We were invited to open up our heart space and then invite the different communities we're part of into that heart space, including those that we're having conflict with. And he asked us how that felt. And he said, the world needs to step up now, and we all need to contribute in whichever way we can. Craig Mackey led us in a series of 3 powerful guided meditations. The first, using our compassion as our motivation. The second, using our wisdom as our guide and allowing it to unfold. And the third, combining both compassion with wisdom. Hilary McMichael showed us how to see beyond the story that we tell ourselves about who we are. By releasing stuck emotions and negative habits, we can become kinder to ourselves and naturally care for others. We can develop a more loving, open heart and grow in confidence. We can feel joyful. Paloma Belda and Marisa Femina asked, how can we return kindness to others? What obstacles might we encounter? And how can we offer ourselves without becoming depleted or exhausted? How can we remain joyful when serving others? So you can see that compassion, connection, caring, and community, these all have been themes that have come up in these sessions over and over again. So, without any further ado, I would like to share with you the message that we received from our president, Lama Zopa Rinpoche.
My most dear, most precious, most kind, wish-fulfilling Oh, then director, every member of the university education, all those who are listening my garbage, you've been listening always perfect speech. So now this is my garbage. So to have a change, to enjoy the garbage. Okay. So I don't have much to say this time. Yeah, yeah, as you know very well that in the world, people who are millionaire, billionaire, zillionaire, trillionaire, dollars. So anyway, they could try to collect what they want in the world. They find and collect that. However, how much wealth they have, generally speaking, is very rare to have a more happy mind, more peace inside, more peace, more happy. Very rare, hard to find. So in the past, there are Bodhisattvas who had 1,000 wives, things benefiting for sentient beings. Bodhisattva totally renounces self-changing thought, only most cherishing sentient beings, numberless helping, numberless hungry, numberless animal, numberless human being, numberless spirit, numberless asura, intimate the most. So, yeah, then of course, no question. Because there's no self-changing thought, so of course the root of happiness, and incredible happiness, You know, bodhisattvas, you see, the arahatas, they, you see, for them the most important is to achieve a blissful state of peace for oneself, liberation from samsara for oneself. Unbelievable importance. But bodhisattva, that is like toilet paper. You used to clean caca, to toilet paper. I said that. But in text it said, stones they spit, not just the light spit, the what comes through the nose, the thick one, spit. So, so then like that stone that I got to spit, then snot, yes. Then like that you never touch, you can throw away. So anyway, I use toilet paper, to clean caca, so throw away, so you don't keep nearby. So, Bodhisattva, so that idea of others said, that Bodhisattva is totally, that's like toilet paper, use toilet paper, thrown right away. I mean, the poison that kills you, I mean, to throw it as soon as, sort of that. Yeah. So Bodhisattva, to be born in hell, and to experience suffering for even for one sentient being, even for one sentient being, you see. So the Bodhisattva, unbelievable happy, unbelievable happy, even more happy than Arahata, yeah. Who achieved the blissful state of peace, but Bodhisattva was even more happy of that, to be born in hell, to suffer for one sentient being. Oh, you see, and then you suffer in hell for that sentient, and that sentient being free from hell and reaching enlightenment. Oh, so therefore, yeah, I mean, so like that, I'm just introducing Bodhisattva, see. So you see, so more wealth there is, so much suffering mentally, even physically. There's a sickness, blood pressure, and all those many problems. It comes from the unhealthy mind, self-chasing thoughts. Basically, it comes from that self-chasing thoughts. Then that root, the ignorance, root of samsara, ignorance, and then the biggest mistake, wrong concept, ignorance, holding the I aggregate basis to label I aggregate things, you see. So as it appears real, truly existent, real from its own side to the listener mind. So then then the mind starts to believe that's true, then that's the ignorance we're creating. So totally wrong concept, there's no such thing. But I'm not saying there's no I, there's no I guess, there's no phenomenon, I'm not saying that. There is, but there's I, but how it exists is there, in a mere name, merely labeled by the mind. So it's unbelievably subtle how it is, more subtle, the most subtle. It exists, but its light doesn't exist, like that. So, like the I, all the phenomena like that exists in mere name. A phenomenon which exists in mere name. So subtle, its light doesn't exist. So anyway, what I'm saying. So then the base of that ignorance, then there's kasuri, anger, attachment, all those other ignorance arises. Wow, then from that, then all the problems of disease, all the problems of body, all the disease, on the unhealthy, the blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, all the everything rises from that. Comes from that. So that is then unhealthy body, it's comes from unhealthy mind. So as I heard many times how much is mentally, even physically okay, but mentally so unhappy, so dissatisfied. How much they have? More dissatisfied, more dissatisfied. You have to know that. So because you see, if you don't practice Dharma, conclusion, if you don't practice Dharma, you see, if you don't practice satisfaction, if you don't practice patience, if you don't practice contentment, all those you see, which bring peace in the life. Like I say, the forgiveness. Those who harmed you, then you give forgiveness. Or if you did some mistake, some harm, then you immediately apologize. The moral disciplines. You don't with all those things, which brings so much peace in the life, happiness, then extend about then your mind never gets satisfied. Even though you pay $1 billion zillion, trillion. Well, how many you have? No, you can't get satisfaction. Impossible to get satisfaction. So, because for example, Milarepa, yeah, many in the West, even in the West, many people know about that. So, layperson who achieved total cessation of obscuration, completion, realization in the life, see, in full enlightenment, Buddhahood, Milarepa. So, you see, he didn't want to be. Didn't want to be. Nepalese want to be. Tibetan want to be. Didn't have at all. So, you see, he had only nettle. You see, only nettle. So, yeah, when the thief came, they want to cook nettle. So, yeah, they made a fire and then the Miller the pot, clay pot. So, then they asked, where's chili, where's the salt? Miller didn't have it. So he put one nettle, saying this is chili. Then he put, then when they asked salt, they put another nettle. So like that. Wow, unbelievable. With the hardships, and he achieved. He exactly followed. The most important thing is exactly follow his guide. He's a perfect guide, guru, perfect guide. One who showed the path. You see, perfect guide. So this Buddha is only enlightened. He's not ignorant. Not ignorant blind person leading another blind person. Not like that. You see. That you can't do that. Blind person cannot lead other blind person. So my leading sentient beings like blind. I'm blind. There's no dharma. I'm blind. Then I can't lead others. We're blind. All that, you see. So he's fully enlightened. Awakened the Buddha Marpa. So, then. We'll exactly follow the Mahaprabhu's advice, and then that's our Mahaprabhu. You see, not only achieved in one life, you see, Buddhahood, enlightenment, full enlightenment, but practicing the Ma Anutta Yo Tantra, you see, the fourth one. Tantra, Chaitantra, Ananda Tantra, Mahananda Tantra, also achieved enlightenment in a brief lifetime. In a brief lifetime, degenerated time. With a few number of years. So they he didn't even want to be. Forget about $1 million, $1 million, even $1. I mean, that time I don't know dollar exists not. That they didn't have even one nebulous rupees. Yeah, party Egypt. Papa, not only satisfaction, happy, no, not free from samsara, free from delusion, karma, which causes rebirth, old age, sickness, death. He's totally free from that. Wow. Then not only himself, but he enlightened. Not only himself, he achieved enlightenment. More than that, then he enlightened many sentiments. So hada. So therefore, So yeah, I'm talking. This is what you can do with mind. Doesn't depend on. Yeah, it doesn't depend on. This world, you must have this money, this much. I must have this, have this. No, not that way. Dharma. So it's not just the temporary, not just the mind peace, not just that, not just mind quiet. So okay, it is unbelievable, beyond, beyond temporary happiness, samsara happiness. So that's so anyway, yeah. So this, so therefore, so you see, in the university, in the college, in the primary school, in the primary school, kindergarten, you see, from there, start from kindergarten up to university, there is no, you see, especially taught, especially, trained mind from very young time. It's like, well, it's a young time, because trained more and more. So this good heart, even not bodhicitta, but good heart. Almost good heart is bodhicitta, but good heart, general good heart. Caring others, concerned others. Think of others' happiness. Yourself and others' happiness. Most important. Huh? Also, you see, and the patience, and what patience, tolerance. Then you see, contentment, satisfaction, contentment, and it's said, moral discipline. Otherwise, you have to go to prison. Without talking about karma, just in this life, you have to go to prison, where you don't like to be. So, anyway, so, as I said before, so, you see, never emphasized, really, the real education that brings happiness in the life. Never, only the language, only the outside things teach, For example, even Buddhist, monastery, you study philosophy, you study all the sutra, tantra, unbelievable, all by heart, all the words and what the Buddha taught in the commentaries. Many commentaries were, not only Giluba, the first sector Giluba, Lama Zopa, then the other Kajin was said that all the, but then you see, your brain is like a computer, so much information, so much information, but then never practice, you see. But your mental condition, it is never obliged. It is never obliged. Never obliged. So you carry huge bags of medicine. You carry, but you never took. How much you are sick? You never took the medicine. You carry you carry with you, like medicine, like filled, like a house. So much you carry with you, but you're sick, never took medicine. So it's like that. So never applied to shape, to practice Dharma, to shape, to to pacify all the bad thoughts, to pacify, to eliminate, to get rid of even the seed of that, imprint of that, get rid of that, and then all the positive thoughts, positive, all the wisdom, all the methods of the compassion, all the Yeah, all the positive thoughts. You don't do that. So, yeah, so, yeah, even your expression with the Dharma, the philosophy, all, you can explain about everything by heart, but then for you, when the problem comes in your life, exactly same as the people, you behave, you see your mind is trouble. Same as exactly people who never met Dharma, who never learned Dharma, exactly same. When the problem comes to your mind, same. You see, even though you're told, I mean, you know, all by heart, many texts, blah, 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 blah. But when the problem comes, no difference. You see? So, like that, if you don't practice like that, so very, very sad. Very, very sad. So I'm saying, so therefore that we need this, the universal education. So, like it's only says, you see, if you have very good heart, even if you don't have bodhicitta, but you have a very good heart, you see, you are living in a grass house. Hey, grass house. You don't have a house, but grass house. And you have only water to drink. The mind is so happy. Mind is so happy. So even you're living, you are in the lapis, diamond palace, palace, you see, gold, diamond palace. So, you see, once you have no good heart, no patience, no moral discipline, no contentment, or no good, but basically no good heart, then wow, so much dissatisfaction, wow, so unhappy, so much. Even you're physically, you're living diamond, house built with diamond, power, you know, so no life is like that, very sad, you know. So you see, okay, so anyway, so as I mentioned before, so very, very important. I think the parents, you know, as I said before, children spend more time at home, totally at school, and parents themselves need to practice a good heart. Universal education, I mean the good heart. So important. Otherwise, parents, you see, so they practice, they become the good example for the inspiration for the children. So the children will follow to that. Oh, my father used to do, my mother used to do. The children follow to do that. So it helps so many people, it brings happiness to so many people by the children. Brings so much peace, happiness in the world. Starting from the family, neighbors, young country people, then in the world. So incredible, you see. So I think parents are very, very important. Parents never practice a good heart and always fighting, always self-chasing, so ego crush, you know. Then, see, then children never get to learn. Children also for learn. Then in school never taught, and I mean never, journalism. So very poor. So much as school, the education. Really, you need not enough. Not just enough learning on the language or the how many trees in the world, or different trees growing. this country, how many trees, that country, how many trees. How many insects, different insects, this country, how many different insects, the other country. Okay, I mean, you can produce books. Yeah, but I mean, along with that, you see, education, good heart you need. Otherwise, the source of happiness of life is missing. Source of happiness of life is missing, is not there. So education doesn't help bring peace and happiness. And yeah, so like that. So then you grow. The young time, then they involved in drugs, they involved, the women, men, then they involved with, sex, involved with alcohol, drunk, involved with many things. Then life is totally destroyed, you destroyed, your family worried, destroyed, instead of helping the parents and the parents, you make the parents full of worry, fear, their lives die that and so but everything very sad. We made the whole world very sad and like that. Very sad. So so you see, yes, I was. We have a school, Jimbesi. The last time I was there 1 month, I invited all the teachers, and I told them, yes, they were teaching me the various subjects, but of course I said most important is the good heart and good heart and to be kind, to serve others, to cherish others, to be kind, so physically to respect to others, respect and humble respect, you see, to be kind to others physically. Then speech and polite respect to the mind, the compassion, love, kindness, the kind of good heart, all this. So you're from very small. You see, should teach this. So this then you see in the school like that. We have boarding school. The other some others go. We have family nearby, didn't go there, but we have boarding school. So I was teaching the teachers. So they say children grow this way, older and older. So they live life in that because they start from the school at the papa. So they you see, elderly, their mind is so much happiness in the life. Well, as they grow up, they become old, but very good heart, full of happiness in the life. You see, for them, full of happiness in the life. You're happy, others happy, your family, your neighbors. Wherever you go in the world, everybody is very happy to see you. So other people, many people, so they're happy to see you. You meet them, so that's so good, So other people are happy to see you, I remember. I think I have mentioned before. One time, in America, I think, so we were at the airport. So somebody came along, shook hand to Raja. So it was not person knew each other before. It was not there, but he just like because he liked him. So he's the person got very good feeling, positive feeling, very good feeling, so they want to shake hands. They like that. It's not new before saying hello, it's because new something, no, not that. So it's like, for example, like that, so So you see, that's one thing. Then you see, when they become old, even when they die with a very happy mind, no regret, no. You see, so much education, like a computer, but then when they die, so much tears come up, so much worry. So, you have to realize so much suffering. So all this education, all this you didn't make it to bring happiness to the world, to your family. I mean, to the world. I mean, to call happiness to the people, to the animals, to the people. As you go, that's used for subtraction thought. So this all become problem. It's all become. Is a cause of delusion, pride, anger, just subject, so like that. So then I said, you see, the young time you learn like that, you grow, you live your life so happy minded. Such a soft mind, good heart. You see, then that person become the leader of the country, you see, because the mayor of the country, the city, or the president of the country. Then they already have a good heart. So then so many people, how many million people there come to the country, they always so much happiness, so much. So this person will dedicate their life completely. Whatever problems they try to reduce and bring all the happiness. So many people, young and old, so many people, so much happiness. You see, the mind here. So it'll come from mind here. Whether you look after your mind, your top of the mind is the go to education or not, then mind is become like that. So so you see, so good, Papa. You for example, like president or something, but bring so much happiness to our country. Wow, so good. And then you see, if that is life built with the subject, my happiness, my family happiness, and all that. Then that become a leader of the country. Then the people will find problems. You will find problems. People will find problems. Then more. You're good higher. More people are unhappy with you, complain you. Then it's good to start a civil war and so then you die with this, all the worries, all the big problems, you die, then life is precious human life gone, finished. So you cheat by yourself completely. So whatever said, you see, so like that, So therefore, you see, I like so much. I like very much I mentioned about video. That's in Spain, the group of children, young children. They take care of old people. You saw? Did you watch it? Did you see the video? The young group of young people, very young children. They look after old people and they cook food. They look after and they go to house. So good. These things I like very much. I like this very much. Compassion, action. Otherwise, you talk. So much talk from the books, from the talk, but the action you don't say anything. You the action same as the in the action same, is it then self-taking thought for your the work of the life, action of the life? Then that doesn't solve the problem. Not only talk. But you see, not only talk, but in the action there's nothing. Only self-checking thought. But you walk. Actually, you really do something there for others. Whatever different way. Whatever. For example, the virus, the disease, the doctors, nurse, they didn't have holiday for years. They died. Many they died. They didn't have a holiday even 1 year. They didn't want a break. They didn't want a break. They did not want a break. Even 1 year, they didn't want a break. Oh, incredible, so kind. And they helped. Now, of course, it's up to their mind, what they want to work with. But they dedicate, sacrifice their life in how much bad crowds. So nurses, and they died. So they didn't have holiday, wanted break. 1 year, not even want a break, but they're so good. Even they are not what's the Dharma or Catholic, you see, taught in school, good heart, nothing like that, but so good. Although that they thought incredible. His owners always praised them. And of course, you see, I'm just talking straight so that you know what's front and back, front side, and what's the behind. So the numberless holy beings, Bodhisattvas, who has no self-change at all, not even a second. Only cherishing numberless helpless, numberless hungry, numberless numberless animals in the ocean, even the country sea, when I about to swim machine, a Chinese run, numberless scientific mention 13,000 different and he was so ever. So I said, So you see, cherishing somebody, helping somebody, cherish somebody, genuine compassion. What is? Numberless holy being Bodhisattvas. This is the this is the best offering for them. This is what makes them most happy, the numberless Bodhisattvas. Well, and numberless Buddhas most happy. Numberless Buddhas most happy. Not only Shakyamuni Buddha. Numberless Bodhisattvas most happy. So what do you do? You see, helping somebody, even one insect, instead of stepping over, being careless, then you in the road, you might be stepped by other people, so you put away, you put side of the road, like that, you see. I'm just giving example. Even insects help them, not only people. This makes them most happy. They are because the best offering to all that. So they're all after you. They're all behind you. Numberless Buddhas, they're all behind you. So I'm talking about the front and what the backside is it to give the whole idea. So this is like that. Unbelievable. So anyway, I like very much though they think I spend the group of children, they're helping the old people how to go into cooking, whatever they were doing so good and then like that. Anyway, so you grew up with the life like this, and whole life then helping people. So then it brings reduced suffering, brings peace, happiness, greater in the world. So then also there are 3 books I mentioned before, 3, 4 books. His one is secular life, and they're all good. They're all basically all this what I mentioned, basically those good heart. So those are subjects universal education should be. So anyway, so much to start. Of course, I should read, but I never read those 3 books. So anyway, idea is that I don't have much to say. All that how that the happiness we need in the world, especially nowadays. Good heart is so much happen. Now wars, the famine, so many people die, famine. The Afghanistan, boy, you see now in recent time, what they think, what they suspect, what danger will happen in the future, just after some weeks, a month or then so much famine, so much sickness, virus, so much virus, virus, there was different virus in same shape, but different sort of virus happen. Then the disease, different disease, then so much cleaning, so much disease, disharmony as well. Then so because the mind is so bad, the negative so much bad. So from that then comes out people call it natural disaster. No, this is not natural disaster. This comes from the mind of the sentiments who are in that world. So drought, no rainfall, so much drought. Those are result of stealing, possessive result. So much drought, no crops. The crops grew, but the water flood, destroyed. That was the possessive result of stealing. Yeah. There's a base, she base, thought stealing, then action, then where's action, then goal. That's the goal that I got it. So something belongs to others. So there's the false suffering, rapidness, the law realm. Then positive result, even you're born, he may be another virtues, another good karma, you're born, he may be, but then the experience, the result of the past karma, the positive result of the, so much harm, so much war, so much disease, in the place you are, the country, the area, and then create results similar to the cause, then experience results similar to the cause, then what you harmed, how you harmed to others, and then this life, you see, those whom you harm, they will harm you this life. Then you receive harm from them. Because false time, ball. Then because you meet a person, you never met before, but as soon as that person see you, as soon as that person doesn't like you in the road, in the however, in the restaurant. As soon as never met this person, but as soon as you see that person, or that person you doesn't like, want to kill. So yeah, That's your result of you harmed the being before. The result that why this happened? It's because that. As a penalty result of the cause. Then that's good. Then if you don't purify, if you don't do anything in your mind, you know, good heart, all this, you don't do anything, then that goes on, suffering, no end, on, life to life. Then the creating some of the cause, creating results, some of the cause, then, pass, because habit of past drama, then you do again stealing this life again, even though you think it's bad, but it's uncomfortable. You still because habit, so habit of past. Oh, that you see, you have to know all that. Why? Because the question was why it's happening? Why is it happening? So you have to know why. Why is it happening? So you have to know the answer. Why is it happening? Think is mistake of the other being. Mistake, kill others, destroy others. So this comes to that. Then you create the drama again. Life to life. What's up? So like that. So therefore, so anyway, but now I forgot my talk. So the good heart is so important. Anyway, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for everyone who listened to my garbage. So thank you very much. I hope didn't harm your ears or didn't make extra hole in the ear. Thank you very much. So your concern, your help, world peace, okay? Of course, then thinking big words also means way there, but it is world peace, okay? Thinking big, as the Lama says, okay? Thank you very much.
They're back. Okay, I really feel Rinpoche's message, what he says, what he shared, and how he said it. That's compassion and wisdom in action. I just want to close by offering a heartfelt thank you to all of our presenters, to our moderators, to our so kind translators, thank you so much, to our board of trustees, to our funders, to our team, Angela and Michaela, for doing all the tech, and most of all, to our patron, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and to our president, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, for their wisdom and their guidance. And thank you for creating this conference, for joining in, for sharing it all with us. Let's hope we can do it all again next year. We hope you feel inspired to develop your compassion and your wisdom for yourself and for others. And we at FDCW, we're here to support, inspire and nurture you on that journey. Okay, so I'd like to close just with a quote from our founder of Universal Education, Lama Yeshe, who said, "The highest potential of each human being is great kindness, having sensitivity to each other and understanding the immediate and ultimate needs of others." So thank you very much. Maybe we can open up the mics and I'll send each other some love and goodbyes, prayers. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.